Illustrated Media and PR Limited, and it comes up every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, beg your pardon, by 6 p.m. Yes, we broadcast live from Champion 90.7 FM. I'm your regular host at DOYIN KUKOYI. Get ready for another 60 minutes of inspiring messages, infectious music, and electrifying conversations. Before I get to unveil today's discussion as well as the guest, like I always say, I would appreciate you joining our community, our family, by being a part of all our social media handle at MMM_NG234. I'll say that again, at MMM_NG234. Send in your messages, your contributions, whatever, your questions, we will answer to them. We're going to go on a break. When we come back, it will be with our guest. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag just yet. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. You're still listening to Message Music for Motivation on Champion FM 90.7. I still remain your host at DOYIN KUKOYI. Now, just a few days ago, Nigeria's opposition parties formed a coalition aiming to challenge the ruling APC's dominance in the 2027 general elections. This development has sparked intense debate and speculations about the coalition's potential impact on the country's political landscape. Now, as Nigeria's democracy continues to evolve, the success or failure of this coalition could have far-reaching consequences. With diverse members and leaders, the coalition faces both opportunities and challenges. Let's explore the implications of this coalition. My guest today on the program is none other than a part of the family, actually. He's been here, he's part of us, he's an amazing person, Dr. Pastor Olumide Emmanuel. Doctor, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Oh, yes, so these are family radio. It's our family show.
Yes, it is our family show. Welcome. How have you been, sir?
I'm good. We need to form our own coalition.
Okay, well, doctor, if you say so. Okay, sir. We're just going to go straight into today's program. Now, let's look at what are your thoughts on the formation of the opposition coalition and what might be their primary goals. That's my first question.
Okay, well, everybody has just woken up to hear that there is now a coalition, and the best name for the coalition is more or less like what we call strange bedfellows. And if you look at the individuals and groups that constitute the coalition, you will realize that it's a funny coalition with different groups of people. But the agenda is the same. I think that's the only thing that is unique or that is bringing all of them together. And the agenda is to remove Tinubu in 2027. So at least on that point, they are all in unity. They all want Tinubu house. They all want APC house. Whether that will happen or not, time will tell.
Time will tell.
But as far as I'm concerned, this coalition is a marriage of strange bedfellows, and I don't see them being united outside of that one point. Every other thing will cause trouble for them. Number one, who is going to be the presidential candidate? Number two, who is going to be the vice president? That I don't see them agreeing. If they're able to agree, maybe, but I don't see them agreeing. Number two, when you say coalition, you know, it's a different language that they are using now. Because the way this is going on, it's as if everybody is still in their party. Because you listen to all of them, I think Peter Obi still was part of an interview, maybe this week on channels or one of those TV stations, and I think Wike too still spoke. So you realize that everybody is still holding on to their party. And they are not saying they are coming to a coalition. So it's not as if they are bringing all their strength together. Everybody is still holding on to their party. So that if there is nothing for them in the coalition, they will return to their party. And that is not total commitment that can produce results as far as I'm concerned.
As far as you're concerned. A united opposition is the first step towards a brighter future for Nigeria, as it would strengthen our democracy. That's our belief, right?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if that is true. Because if you say united opposition, can water and oil unite? They are straight brethren. So to call them a united opposition is not. It leaves more to be desired to even say whether that is true or not. And then when you have a united opposition, it does not mean that it will strengthen the democracy or that it will remove the people that are incumbent. It's a function of the incumbent. Are they doing what they are supposed to do? And then the united opposition, they are what it takes to be able to move the needle. And that we don't know yet, because you just think of it. Atiku is there, Amechi is there, El-Rufai is there, David Mark is there, Aregbesola is there. I used to look at all those combinations. They are a combination of people that are angry. They are all the same. What is the difference from all these people? All these people are the same people that have gone to APC. It is when they don't have a chance that they will not begin to say they are forming coalition. Because they are not thinking of Nigerians. So I hope Nigerians are not being deceived to think that the coalition is about them. No, it's about them being in a better position to achieve their own goals. Not because they want to make Nigeria better. So that we will not be deceived again.
So let's look at the antecedents. I mean, the credentials of the politicians involved in this coalition. Like you have mentioned, we have people like Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. We have someone like El-Rufai, David Mark, Aregbesola, and so on. Let's look at their antecedents one after the other.
Well, if you look at each of them, you realize that let's take maybe 2 or 3 because of that. Number one, Atiku. Atiku has been pursuing this ambition forever.
For as long as we know.
So right now, Atiku, I hope you know that Atiku was there in the days of Abiola. People don't know. Atiku was there with the time of Abiola Bamanga took on. Atiku Jiwabel, in those days. So Atiku right now is the oldest, longest pursuer of the presidency. He has broken the record of Buhari now. So Atiku is someone that shows up when election is coming up. After election, he will disappear back to his foreign act, because I don't think Atiku is a Nigerian anymore. I think he lives more abroad than in Nigeria. But anytime there is election, he will reboot and come back. So, and people don't trust him to be able to take Nigeria to the El Dorado. So that is number one person that is there. Number two, Amechi. Amechi, we know the story of Amechi. Was Amechi not part of those that were trying to be a president during the Buhari era? And then he left, he resigned as a minister, being somebody that has done governorship, done different kind of position. He resigned to go and do presidency. When the presidency did not work, he disappeared to say he went to school to go and do a course abroad. He has returned now, and because of his problem with Wike, you know that Wike is the troubler of the water. It seems as if Wike is the one weakening them and weakening them. The PDP, the APC government. So now, Amechi is there now coming back. El Rufai, Kebi El Rufai is the APC. Kebi, he was one of the people, he too has done governor, he has done FCT minister, he has done a lot, but he not appointed for a position before they now rejected him at the National Assembly. And after that one, he became the enemy of the government. So really, is Aregbe not supposed to be the APC people? Aregbe is not supposed to be Tinubu's boy. So at the end of the day, you see that this coalition, they are all strange bedfellows. And if we look at all the antecedents, which of them in that list have we seen that has done anything to try to help Nigeria? Which of them, where they have ruled before, or where they have served before, can we say these people have a very fantastic record? That if they can have more chance, they will do better.
We also have someone. We also have someone like David Mark.
David Mark, where is David Mark from? Is he not from Benue? Was he not the Senate president? Is David Mark, what's happening in Benue now? Is it not the same Benue that Boko Haram has almost finished the whole city, that the government is crying out, and you have not settled state's problem? It's federal problem you don't want to go and settle. Let us face reality now. These people are not thinking of us. They are only fighting for their ambition. So this is nothing but an ambitious coalition. And Nigeria is not a place where you can expect things to work according to order. So if they decide to coalesce together and they play their game well, let's see how far it goes. For me, I don't trust anybody, whether it's PDP or APC or ADB or WWW or MMM or any name they like to call themselves. As far as I'm concerned, they are all the same. None of them is better than anybody.
Dr. Olumide, did you just mention MMM?
MMM, yeah, only to put on the back, you want to put on.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's still MMM with Doyin Kukoyi coming to you live from Champion 90.7 FM. Our guest today is none other than Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. You can be a part of this program by calling us on 090-620-23907, 090-620-24907. All right, Doctor. Now, do you think, you said the main reason, in your own opinion, why all of these people have come together is just to unseat the current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, do you think they are formidable enough to unseat President Bola Tinubu?
In all honesty, if they play their cards right and they do what needs to be done, yes, they are formidable enough.
Okay.
Because see, when you look at Tinubu is a master strategist. If you look at Tinubu is a combination of Awolowo plus Abiola combined. Awolowo had the love of people, but he did not have money. And he did not have a widespread to the north. Abiola had money, but he did not have the widespread. So what Tinubu has is he has people and he has money who combine with his body. And then Tinubu is a strategist, he's a master strategist. And that is why you know that when they came up with their own APC coalition, CPC, AD, and all those people that came together to form APC, the agenda then was to remove Jonathan. And Tinubu was patient enough to allow Buhari to go and do his own. And his plan was that when Buhari finished his 8 years, I will do my own. And that's why when Buhari was done, he came out and said, Emilio come. Because I have given all of you time to do your own. It's my turn. Now, he has widespread all over the country. He has the money. He has the people. Because as a strategist, he plays what we call in psychology the long game. And in mafia, they call it the long con. So that is who Tinubu is, a strategist. He's a master strategist. Tinubu is somebody that will pay for your hospital bill to give birth to your child. and pay your child's school fees until he becomes a lawyer, knowing fully well that in 40 years' time, I will need him to come and do what I want him to do. And you will not be able to say no. Tinubu is somebody that will see that you have health problems and pay for your kidney operation in India and keep you alive. So that in 12 years' time, when he places a demand, you cannot say no. That is a master strategy. So all over the country, he has people that he has impacted. He has people he has helped. He has people whose story cannot be complete without mentioning his name. So that is one thing he has going for him. He has money and he has people. Then to now top it up, he is now in power. It's called the power of incumbency. And the entire machinery of government is with him. So he's a he's a candidate that to beat him in 2027, you need a master stroke. But now, to your question, does this coalition, are they a formidable team? As they are now, they are not. But if they play their card right, they can. Why? Because everything Tinubu has, the coalition can also have. Number one, money. Atiku is the money. Whatever money Tinubu has, Atiku has the money. So Atiku can be the money bag. And then all the other people, if they bring their own shekere to join Atiku, money is sorted out. People, Atiku has people. Don't forget that when it comes to politics, Atiku is always between number 2, number 3, number 2, number 3. So all the northern states, Atiku has people. Then David Mark has his own people. Arebe has his own people. And make sure so by the time they all come together, they will be able to cover for the people thing.
Yeah, they become formidable.
Number 3 is who will they field? Because now Obi, as far as Nigeria is concerned today, Obi is the only candidate that has the national, international clout to give any form of hope to anybody based on the impact he had with the obedient movement. That was a shock to everybody that he will go to a small party like Labour Party and then a movement started. If the Gen Z and the millennials refuse to be tired and they say they will arise and these people give Obi the ticket, then they can topple Tinubu. So the only way they can topple him is number 1, make Obi the president. Then look for a northerner to be the vice president. But the question is, will Atiku allow that? I don't think so. Atiku will still want to run. And if Atiku wants to run, because this is what we call, the game of politics now. It's like a chess. So if I'm to be a counselor, if they invite me now to say, come and counsel us, how can we win? I will tell them, number 1, let Obi be the president. If you make Obi the president, all the Gen Z, all the obedient people, because the obedient movement is made up of 3 people, 3 sets of people. Number 1, sensible people that have checked the political market and they have discovered that this is a less of many evils. So it's called the less evil theory. So at least let's put obedience. So that's number 1 group in obedience. The second group in obedience are the group of people that are what we call noisemakers without votes. So they are obedient people that are abroad, because obedient movement is online. If they are hearing me now, they will be angry again. What does it mean? They are the noisemakers without impact. They are online, they are everywhere, but they don't have votes because they don't have voters card. They don't live in Nigeria, and INEC does not count Instagram like. INEC does not count tweets. So they are all over the world, but they are making noise, going viral online, but it does not equal to vote in Nigeria. That's the second set of people in the obedient movement. The third set are the young, emotional people, emotion without strategy. They are emotional, they will insult their father, insult their mother, insult everybody, but there is no strategy. Instead of them to be strategic. So those are 3 groups of people in that opinion. So if they agree to say, okay, let Obi be the president, and they now look for a very solid northerner that will also resonate with the young generation, then they might have a chance. Or they look for a Easterner. But you cannot have 2 Easterner, it may cause trouble. So it's better to look for a northerner that will be maybe like a northern Muslim. But I don't know if they will allow Rufai to now be the vice president. So if it's Obi
would he even want to be the vice president? Would he not be talking
that is why
about
I said
the length of
that is
experience
what-
he has and all of that?
yeah, they will nobody. Everybody will want to be the president. That's the problem. But out of all of them, Amechi, Aregbesola, David Marco, El-Rufai, Atiku, out of all of them, Obi is the only one that people can say, okay, every other person, it will not bring any form of hope. They will just say, well, then let's settle with the one we have. But if they can do the Obi thing, and then they all now rally around, bring all their structure together, then they can really give Tinubu a run.
It's still
And that
MMM. Yes. 1
They
second,
can give
doctor.
Tinubu,
Yes. 1 second, sir.
they can give Tinubu a run. And that is if there is no game in this coalition, because you know the way this thing works. If you might be shocked to realize that many of the people in this coalition, they are Tinubu's people that are sent on assignment.
They are being planted.
So last minute, they will just do what's the formula that this guy used for Wiki, the Wiki's friend, what's his name again? That now got to the
Fubara.
No, but the primary, the guy in the primary that stepped down, that now made I forgot his name, but you know there was a guy. What's his name? There was a guy that was supposed to be one of the presidential candidates that now stepped down at the last minute.
Yes. You're right.
He's the one that made Wiki to lose. So that guy, there might be people in this coalition that in the last minute they can just change the game. So we are watching now. We are here.
We are here. It's still MMM with Doyin Kukoyi coming to you live from Champion 90.7 FM. Our phone lines are open. You can call us and be a part of this discussion. Call us on 090-620-23907. 090-620-24907. Our guest on today's show is none other than Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, a clergyman, a life coach, a business coach, now a political analyst.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so my next question, Doctor. How do you think this coalition will impact the Nigerian political landscape, particularly in the 2027 general election?
Well, number one, it will weaken the votes of other people. That's number one. It will weaken the vote because once this coalition come together and they are able to call themselves a coalition, all the votes that other people would have gotten will be weakened. Number two, when this coalition decides to go ahead the way they are going ahead, if they choose the wrong person as a candidate for presidency or vice presidency, they are just on a journey of futility. Because Nigerian electorate are now wiser. Nigerian electorate are not going to be taken for a ride anymore. And another thing is, we don't know what's going to happen with INEC, because you know what we are really crying for is electoral reform. Because we saw what happened in the last election where Beavers was not working and INEC came up with all manner of strange formula to get people into power. So electoral reform is something that really needs to be done. But with this new group, if they choose the wrong people as president and vice president, nobody will answer them. People are tired. People are dying. People are hungry.
People are hungry.
The way things are going now is not people are tired, because people have already realized now that none of them is different. They are all the same. And the way people are dying and people are hungry, nobody will want to use their life to play bets. They would rather just sit down and see how they can survive with what they have than to go and enter another one chance.
Now let's look at the appointment of David Mark. How might the appointment of David Mark, Rauf Aregbesola, and Bolaji Abdullahi as interim leaders shape the coalition's direction?
Well, you see, it's a strategic move to be able to bring all the different regions together. David Mark is powerful in the, what do we call now, is it northeast, or what do we call the central middle belt? So he has power. Aregbesola has some small power in the southwest. Then the other guy has some little power. So is that they are trying to please all the different group of people. So whichever of them they end up putting to lead the group as maybe chairman or coordinator or whatever, or national leader, well, I really don't know what difference they will make that to just bring the people from their own region to the table. Because they all have their own political goodwill, they all have their own political trajectory, and they have their own followers. So it's just a matter of everybody bring your follower so that we can see how we can topple these people in power. But we are here, we are watching.
We are watching. Let's quickly go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue with MMM.
Eventually, we enter democracy, but instead of progress, now fighting we dey fight. If democracy go on, we must get patience more to destroy very easily, but to build the wahala ni o, àfi ká ní sùúrù, sùúrù tó lọ́jọ́, sùúrù lérè o, ẹ má jẹ́ àfàyọ̀fọ̀ o. So therefore, humility, o democracy, o politician, sùúrù lérè, ẹ má jẹ́ àfàyọ̀fọ̀ o. O legislator.
Welcome back. It's still MMM. Our guest is still here with us. Doctor, now some critics argue that the coalition lacks ideological substance. How might this impact their credibility and effectiveness?
Which party in Nigeria have ideology? That is not a point, because every party in Nigeria is the same. There is no party with any ideology. So there is no party. Which party in Nigeria has ideology? Go and check out their constitution now. Check their manifesto. It's the same manifesto everybody is photocopying and adjusting. So as far as I'm concerned, in this country, we are not into ideological politics. We are into ambitious politics and career politics. So these are politicians that are career politicians. It's not about any ideology. So if they say the coalition doesn't have ideology, I don't even believe they will or they should, because there's nothing different. There's nothing. I'm telling you. Look, my sister, let's ask ourselves. Since these people came in 1999, people were all here now. Oh, in Jamaica, in 1999 now, has Nigeria been better? As any government, every government is always worse than the previous one. So what are we deceiving ourselves about now? These people are not thinking of us. When they all came together, the only agenda was remove Jonathan. When Buhari came, we not say bring back our Jonathan. Buhari was supposed to be the worst president that Nigeria ever had. But with what people are facing on that Tinubu now, are they not saying, say Baba come back? So that's the reality. And it's because what we're supposed to have done, we have not done. And every government is carrying the trouble. In 2012, have you all forgotten Occupy? 2012, I will never forget. In 2011, there was a town hall meeting. I will never forget Sanusi and Okojo Ewela, and then they did a town hall. I was wondering when Sanusi explained everything about subsidy. They invited all the major players in Nigeria. They broadcasted it. When they explained subsidy, explained everything, And Sanusi was telling us that if Nigeria does not remove the subsidy, we are going to end up in bankruptcy. They explain everything. When I listen to me, subsidy is bad. Then we enter 2012. Jonathan wanted to remove subsidy. It is these same APC people, all these people that forced Jonathan. Everybody was going to Ojota, Occupy. Money,
Occupy
wow,
Nigeria.
it's stupid to don't deceive around. And then what he says, if they have allowed Jonathan to remove subsidy, then we will not be where we are today. But they didn't allow it. People were stealing money. Subsidy fraud was going on. Everything was going on. Now, Tinubu has come. And like I said over and over again, the decision to remove subsidy is the right decision. The decision to float the naira is the right decision because people don't know the kind of fraud that those two things have caused and the kind of problem it has caused for Nigeria. But even though it is the right decision, the results now is going to take time to show. And it's beginning to show, but people are too hungry to see it.
To notice.
Yeah, the result is beginning to show. But we should now ensure that we do every other thing that needs to be done because most of the time, we always think that there is one thing that must be done to change Nigeria, but it doesn't have to be. There is a combination of things that needs to be done, not one thing. So removing subsidies is right, floating the naira is right, but when you do that, there are other things they should have now done to make those two decisions easier for people to manage. And like I said 2 years ago on the show, I said they are making the right decision, but the gestation period of most policy changes is between 6 months to 2 years if the right things are done.
Right.
And now 2 years have come and we're already seeing some results, but there are many other things that they have not done right. And that is why we are where we are. Because now you say you remove subsidy, but where are the refineries? Have you forgotten that Port Harcourt refinery, they have spent billions of dollars? Have you forgotten the minister telling us they will open last year, February, then they say July, then they say December? Now, where is the refinery? They even did fake launching of the refinery. People keep forgetting that they say they have. Where is the Port Harcourt refinery now? Warri refinery, Kaduna refinery. Why is our own refinery not working? But Dangote one is working. And yet they are still fighting Dangote. They still want to be. Dangote refinery is working, bringing correct fuel. They are still importing fuel because the cabal and the people making money from the dysfunctionality will not allow things to work. Then the government is telling everybody to tighten their belt. They are not tightening their own belts. So it becomes a double whammy. So really, for this country, that is why, if you notice, my focus as a wealth coach, as a consultant, is on economic empowerment of people and wealth creation. That is why all my books, all my program is all about educating people on how to offer value and make money. Because if you don't have a way to become valuable, to make money for yourself, you'll be a victim of Nigeria. So people should become financially intelligent. People should become very intentional about the way they manage their life so that they will not be a victim of the dysfunctional environment that we found ourselves.
Now, sir, let's look at how might this coalition influence the democratic process in Nigeria, particularly regarding voter engagement and participation?
Now, when Obi came up and the buzz was all over the country and all over the world, and at the end of the day, Obi lost, I told people, I said, look, we must be careful of what I call the dangers of situational hope. Where you place all your hope on one situation. That's what happened with NSAS. And after the crisis, people's hope were dashed. Then Obi came. After Obi, people's hope were dashed. If the coalition wants to win, I told them then that Obi should not relax. What Obi should do now is all these people online, all these Gen Z and all these millennials and all these people that are trying to get in, they should organize themselves all over the nation. The 774 local governments, they now have 4 years to mobilize and get people on board with accurate data and go into grassroots mobilization. So that by the time they get towards 2027, they will have been able to have a formidable team. So that even if it goes in 2027 and it does not win again, then by 2031, we now guarantee that it is Obi or nothing. But the way they have worked down for the last 2 years, we have not seen anything that the obedient people have done. Even the Labour Party, they are fighting themselves. They are not together. PDP fighting themselves, they are not together. So what has happened is that many of them are now going to APC. So it's becoming more like a one-party state and one-party country. So this new coalition now, how will they help the electorate and the way? If they are able to sit down and come up with a strategic plan that is really, really robust and all-encompassing, then they might get the electorate to wake up. Because look at all these people. Have you noticed that all these people you have mentioned, have you noticed that there's no woman there? All these people you have mentioned, have you noticed that there's no youth there?
They don't have any.
They are still old people. The same old people that have the troublers of Israel are the same people there. So, question: if all these men are gathered together, where are all the women? Where is Okoje Wela? Where is Obi Ezekwesili? Where is what's the other woman? The United Nations woman, the Northern woman. Where is Danjuma? Where are all these powerful women? Where are the younger people? What is Showore's place in this thing? What is the Felagro Toye people? All these what's the other guy's name from Central Bank? Galu. Where is this? At the end of the day, to that waste.
Hello? Hello? Hello, doctor. Are you back on now?
Hello?
Hello, sir. Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so I say, where are the women? Where are the younger people in the coalition?
The powerful women. Intelligent,
so
smart women.
So now you are doing coalition, no woman. Then when it's now election time, you'll be giving them 5,000 and a bag of rice. Is that what women are for? Where are the youths? Where is the Shorure? Where is Mogalu? Where is Durotoye? Where are the younger generation in this coalition? So at the end of the day, with the watch,
Now, will the coalition's formation lead to increased scrutiny of government policies and actions?
I don't think so, because they are all the same. What are they scrutinizing? The next thing, our EFCC will start looking for them. They will go and change party again. So I don't see that happening.
Okay, so can the coalition realistically challenge the ruling APC's dominance in the 2007 election? 2027 election?
Yes, they can, if they do it right.
If they do it
but
right.
I don't see them doing it right. One way they can do it right is Obi must be the one that is the presidential candidate. Obi is the only candidate now that people can attach their hope to. Not because he's the best, but because he's the one that the young generation and the move, at least, it's like a breath of fresh air for many people. Like I told you, I'll give you the 3 types of obedience.
Yes.
So for that, Obi, if they do the right thing and they collapse all their structure, because right now this coalition, everybody's holding on to their structure as Plan B. And when you are doing something without full focus and full, commitment, it may not produce the result that you desire.
Okay, so apart from using Peter Obi as the presidential candidate, what other factors will determine the coalition's success or failure in achieving its goals?
So number 2 factor will be, like I said, really collapsing their structure into one. Just like APC did. Now people don't remember that APC is a combination of many parties. So all the structures have collapsed into one, and they had a plan. Okay, this party, you are the one to do president. This party, vice president. This party, Senate president. This party, House of this party. So they shared it in such a way that every party in the coalition or in the APC, they all have their own place and their position. So that's what this group will need to do to ensure that they collapse all their system and they have a well-planned and documented strategy to ensure that all the different units in the coalition have a stake that they will be happy with. Next is to go into grassroots mobilization to really ensure that they get the next generation. Because look, think of it all. Between 4 years of every election, the number of people that become of voting age are more. So, for instance, now in Nigeria today, 75% of Nigerians are below the age of 35.
Right.
Now, the median age in Nigeria right now is 19, 20 years old. So anybody that was born from year 2000 to now, they were not in the military era. They don't know anything about Awolowo. They don't know anything about Abiola. They don't know anything about those. They don't know. That is why when Buhari was packaged, they all jumped on it because they didn't know anything that he did bad in those days. And they got a good PR company to package it. So what they should be doing is all these people, they keep believing in their old structure, which is what gave Obi a leverage, which is the Obama formula. Leave all these old people, come to the youth. Anybody 25, between 18 and 25, that is the demographic, that's the target. If they get people between the ages of 18 and 25, and we get all the normal platforms that can get these people, and we mobilize them nationally, they will talk with the government. So the only way out will be for them to rig it through INEC. I'm telling you. Because in statistics, there is a realm you get to where no matter what they want to rig, it will be overwhelmingly clear that they cannot make it. So, because what they normally do, the formula of politics, they have a lot of what they call useful tools for rigging and useful tools for manipulation. That's why most people in the north, they want to keep them uneducated. That's why they keep it so that with 2,000 naira, with 1,000 naira, they'll just pack all of them to go and vote without thinking. And we know that a lot of the census and a lot of the population of many states is fake. They say they have 10 million people in the state. The whole state may not be more than 3 million, but they have programmed these things so that they know that when it's time for election, they will say they are 10 million. Didn't you see what happened in Kogi? Where with the people that they say they signed to remove Natasha. Didn't you see how many lists of people they brought? The list was even the people that they say signed, all the writing, the same signature, the handwriting of the signature is the same. That is Nigeria for you. And they had more people on the signature than the people that voted for the entire election. Yesterday now.
So where did they get all of them from?
So Nigeria is a very wonderful, it's a Nollywood movie. So those are things I think they can do that can help them, but I don't see them doing it. But if they do the right thing, they can be a formidable force. But Atiku will not bow. If Atiku bows, that's master stroke number one. If he's willing to put his money behind Obi and like decide not to run. But Atiku will not agree.
100%. It's still MMM. Call us on 090-620-23907. We're going to go on another break. When we come back, we will be signing off.
MMM with a veteran media personality and seasoned actress Doyin Kukoyi on Champion FM 90.7 every Monday, Wednesday and Friday 6 p.m. for your perfect blend of inspiring messages, electrifying conversations from our seasoned guests, infectious beats and music from loaded playlist. Message music for motivation. MMM, where motivation meets inspiration every single time. Join eloquent Doyin Kukoyi on this program every Monday, Wednesday and Friday 6 p.m. on Champion FM 90.7. You can show that will ignite your life in a positive way. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok at MMM_234 to win some surprising, fantastic rewards. MMM, this program is a production of Force Rated Media and PR Limited and proudly supported by Amala Eco Restaurant in Nairobi, Kenya and in the city of Ikeja, Lagos, Nigeria.
Diri Bosa.
Bosa, bosa, bosa. Ra 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 ra. Ra 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 ra.
democracy.
For democracy.
Ó politician.
For politician.
Surulere ẹ má jẹ́ àbáyọ̀ bò. Ó legislator.
For legislator.
Ó certificate. Ó gba master. Ó gba mísísì. Ọ̀nà democracy lẹ́sìn ẹ kọrin.
Kí la wá ṣe? Ṣẹjọ́ làwa fàyè gbọ́. Kí la wá ṣe? Ṣèbáyé làwa jẹ níbí. Kí la wá ṣe? Ṣẹjọ́ làwa fàyè gbọ́. Kí la wá ṣe? Ṣèbáyé làwa jẹ níbí. Ẹ bá fi ẹlẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ àjàyè orí níbí. Bó bá dọ̀la, ká ní ara wàhálà wa lọ.
It's still MMM, and you're welcome. I remain yours sincerely at DOYIN KUKOYI. Now, the 2027 election will be a litmus test for the opposition coalitions to strengthen and its viability. Now, Doctor, on a final note, where is the place of ordinary Nigerians in all of this, since politicians are reputable for their interests?
Well, I will say to every ordinary Nigerian, number one, don't lose hope in Nigeria. Nigeria has not failed any of us, but it is Nigerians that are failing us. So let us not lose hope in Nigeria, because all these politicians that are messing us up, they did not come from Pluto, Mars, or Neptune. They are all Nigerians. So they are a reflection of our value system, a reflection of our society. So don't lose hope in Nigeria. Number two, play your part. Many times, evil thrives when good men do nothing. And if you are not part of the solution, you are indirectly part of the problem. So all those that refuse to vote, they will rig it. My vote does not count. You are part of the problem. Because when you say your vote does not count, you have given them the votes to rig. You have given them a slot. That
And
they
you
can
don't
put
even have
somebody
the
vote.
right to complain.
Yes. So don't sit down aloof and say it's a scam. Get involved. Play your part. If all the good people that are complaining and all the angry people that are complaining play their part, we will all become a formidable number that will be too much to reach. So, number three, every one of us should do everything we can to begin to hold politicians accountable, beginning from the local government, because people have forgotten that local government autonomy is here, and they are forgetting that the governors are collecting more money than they have ever collected. Everybody's looking to president. This governor and local government chairman we should be pursuing now. And if we hold them accountable and we all play our part and we keep hope alive, Nigeria will become what we want it to become.
Thank you very much, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. We've been speaking with Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, a life coach, a business coach, and also a clergyman. Now, I've added to that further a political analyst. Thank you very much for being part of today's show, sir. We really wish you well.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
It's
you
a pleasure.
so much. Now, before we go, we'll leave you with this message. The success of this coalition will depend on its ability to transcend individual interests and work towards a common goal. This is where we're going to draw the curtain on today's program. Special thank you to the producer, Ade Obayinka. Michael has been in the studio. Olamide has been in the studio. Tolulokwe has also been in the studio. Join us again for another interesting topic on MMM on Wednesday by 6 p.m. Don't forget, Wednesday, 6 p.m., we're going to be here again to bring to you another interesting topic. I remain yours sincerely at DOYIN KUKOYI. Signing out. Have a good evening.